this dream I called it the infinite room, because I was in a room that had no roof and no walls or floor. It it wasn't a void, it was a room. I'm not I'm not sure how to explain this. I'm not good at articulating what I see and what I think and how I feel. And also, I was only given a limited amount of information. The way God shows us things it's not, He tries to show us in a way that we would understand, and I'm just not able to interpret how this was. This is the best I can do. I was in a room with no roof or floor or walls, but there were pillars and doorways, and the whole place was lit up by an unknown source of light. The light just radiated everywhere. It was like the air was light, the air itself was light, and the room was just endless. And in the middle of the room, though, was a dark place that was sealed up. So, I actually went up to this place, and I ended up inside. And when I went inside, I died, and I was taken by a dark orb. I don't know how to explain that either. It was just a dark orb. And then I was held captive in this darkness. And then I saw another orb that was just lit up, and it was just so beautiful, and it came for me, and it freed me, saying to the others, because there were others with this orb, it said, "Not yet, she's still needed, we still need her." And at once, I woke up, and as I woke up, I saw a man's face, and he was standing right next to my bed. I blinked, and he was still there, and I could see all of his features. I could see his face, his clothing, I could smell him, just everything. He was wearing what looked like dirty clothes. He had brown hair and green eyes, that had his eyes weren't just green, they had other colors in them too, but they were mostly just green. And he had a musky smell to him. It wasn't a dirty smell, it was just, I'm not quite sure how to explain it. Just a second, I lost my place. I'm reading from my journal. And he had a beard and a mustache, and he was wearing a robe. It looked like a robe. It was robe-like clothing, but it was thick, like something you would wear in the winter, or way back in the day, to a war or something. It was kind of like cowhide, I guess. I don't know. I could hear him breathing, and he was looking over top of me. I could feel him near me, and I could just feel him breathing, and I covered up my head and scooted all the way back underneath my husband, and I was just screaming bloody murder. I was like, "There's someone in the house, there's someone in the room, there's someone right next to my bed." And I just about pushed him off the bed. He didn't have a choice to get out of bed. I pushed him out of the bed. And he turned on the light, and there was nobody there. I don't know if that's just a night terror or what, but it felt like so much more to me. It was very real. I felt like I wasn't dreaming. I felt like I was spiritually taken somewhere, and I don't know how to explain this. If you're not in Christ, and if you don't have these experiences, you're probably thinking, "What is this person talking about? She is crazy." But I'm telling you, this happened. Something happened with my spirit, and something was watching over me, and someone was in my room. I don't know if it was good or bad. All I remember was this intense feeling, and knowing that I was in my bed and there was someone in my house afterwards. And it was just it was crazy. The whole, just remembering it just brings me some chills and brings me fear. Because actually at that time I was very sick and I wasn't eating, and I was weighing in like the 90s range when I normally weigh like around 120, 125, and I was struggling to get healthy, and I would stop breathing in my sleep, and I would stop breathing in my sleep, and I would wake up, and it was just really bad. So I honestly, you can think what you want, but I honestly think that I may have died or something like that, or I was going to die, and then I was taken somewhere and somebody stepped in and said that, I'm going to reread it, said, "Not yet, she's still needed, we still need her." And then I woke up. And it just felt very real to me. I felt like I had died, and I felt like somebody had reached inside of me and placed me back in my bed. And that's when I saw somebody standing next to me. When they were looking at me, they were like looking into my soul. Like they had a hold on me, and all I remember was feeling just this great intensity that brought me, it was so intense that it scared me. I don't know if it was a good intense or a bad intense, but yeah, that was just that experience and that dream that I had. Maybe I was supposed to share these visions with you people, and that's what needed to happen. Maybe that's why this orb came and saved me from this dark place. I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure how to interpret this. I have many thoughts, and a lot of people probably think that I'm ludicrous for all of these thoughts, but people think what they think. If you have any thoughts, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Yeah, that was that dream.